It feels like you don't care. Mm. I've been enjoying this breakfast, right? Because all I gotta do is grab me some fruits, like bananas, strawberries, raspberry, whatever, right? Put them in there with some protein shake, right? Put some protein shake in there, some yogurt, and then a little bit of sugar, brown sugar, and then just and then boom. That's like my breakfast. I just grab it on the go, and then boom. All right. So I don't got a lot of time. I'm just gonna do this real quick. All right. There's this musician, right, called David. It's like the way you spell David. It's kind of weird. It's like a D4VD, right? D4VD. And he's a talented young man. He's like one of the songs that he made. Oh man, I love this song, yo. It's like it's called Romantic Homicide, right? And because I used to listen to that song a lot. I still do from time to time. Like it would just pop into my head because it's a good freaking song. And like I was like going through some stuff, and then that song like came in really handy. That was like my anthem for the summer. Right? It's like, me and all this good sad song and all that stuff. But anyway, so funny enough, this dude was messing around with a freaking teenager, right, named Celeste. And it sucks because like this is what happened when fame, right? Money and fame, they usually say that money and fame changes people. I don't think so. I think what it does, it brings forth what you already were, right? So for instance, if you were a good person, you have a lot of money, a lot of fame, what you end up doing, a lot of things to help out people, right? But if you were a pedo, and then you got money and fame, then all that does, it gives you more access and more, so you'll be able to kind of do the things that you wanted to do in the first place, right? And when it comes to David, yeah, David had a little thing for little girls, and that sucks because he's a really talented dude. And how the hell, like he started talking to this chick when she was 11 years old. This girl named Celeste, right? Started talking to her when she was just 11 years old. Like, dog, what the is wrong with you? You're a grown ass man, right? You're talking to an 11-year-old, and before you know it, like they develop like a number one fan relationship type of thing. She was like always on his Discord, the fan base and all that stuff. Like everybody knew about it, but yeah, everybody like on Discord, everybody knew about it, but everybody pretending that it wasn't happening. So these group chat, they help covering for his little Peter activities, right? And but of course, as when you start doing effed up stuff, and things happen. So this girl went missing, right? When she's like 14 and stuff like that, right? She freaking went missing, bro. So she went missing, and nobody knows what the hell happened. So for a while now, she went missing, and she was found in the trunk of a Tesla that he owned. So now, a famous singer, a teenage girl found in the trunk of his Tesla. Now the chat, the Discord, all these other like stuff that they use to communicate. So these people like try to the fan base, they try to scrub this shit. It's like, yo, bro, you don't think like FBI already have all these information, right? So now he's one of the suspect and all that stuff, and it's just like, it's sad, man, because like that's a waste of freaking talent. Because the guy is talented, but he's a beater, right? So it's like, now I'm conflicted. Do I still listen to one of my favorite songs, or do I put it away because this guy is a freaking creep? He's a pedo. Kind of like the way I felt when R. Kelly got convicted. It's like, actually, I still listen to R. Kelly. I don't care what the hell he did. But now is the thing though. It's like, yo, when people think that, like their fame and fortune make them believe that they can get away with a lot more crap, when in reality, all he end up doing is just like, dude, oh man, yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff in Hollywood, man. The music industry, Hollywood, and all this other stuff. Funny enough, these are the people that try to tell us how to live our lives. These are the people that try to tell us who to vote for, you know, who to like, who to dislike, what to accept culturally. And it's like, nah, dude, this is just weird, right? And I sometimes wonder, has it always been like that, even back in the ancient times, right? Because we heard of, let's say, the Romans, when, all the weird stuff that they used to do, them orgies and all the other crazy shit. And I believe in high society has always been some freaks, right? There's always been some freaks in high society, anywhere from the Middle Ages to wherever, right? Like sometimes you have like breaks when the kingdom is, I guess, is like way too freaking poor to be doing all that lavish shit. But I think there has always been pedophilia in amongst the elite, and always been like, like these DD parties and all that stuff. Has always been some crazy shit. Always been some crazy shit. And I think what happens now is these people, because what they tend to do, right? Let's say they make laws that only apply for the peasants, right? For the low class, or the people that's not, that supposed to follow the law in order to benefit society. Like for instance, let's say monogamy, right? In Europe, monogamy was pretty much for when you have a society that rely on, let's say, tight knit families and all that stuff, and you can't really afford to have a whole bunch of broads. So then, therefore, yeah, monogamy kind of makes sense in Europe, in all these other countries, and all that stuff, right? But the people that actually passed the rules of monogamy, were they monogamous? Hell no. Of course not. Right? Were they on some crazy stuff? Hell yeah, they were on some crazy stuff. But like back in the days, they were like marrying girls like, 12 years old. Right? Which is funny enough, which is like some of the, like, these excuses that these pedos use whenever, like, they want to try to convince us nowadays in modern time that, hey, it's perfectly okay to try to holler at a 14-year-old, right? Or barely legal. Because, they kind of use, that period of time. It's like, hey, it's like back in the day, the 12-year-old was considered a woman as soon as she got her period. Like, nigga, right? But then again, back in the days, like, people were dying by the age of 40 years old. 40 years old. At 40 years old, you were considered an old person, right? And it's like these people, right? The famous one, the elite, the elite class, the high society, they're still operating on those rules. Like, those rules don't apply to them, and they kind of got tired of pretending. They got tired of pretending that they're not pedos. So that's why they try to force things like that on society, such as, let's say, MAP, right? Minor attractive person, right? Or minor attractive people. That's like a whole movement now. They try to like put that, in one of the letters with the LGBT, right? They will try to do that for a while. It wasn't really working. And then that's when they try to, groom kids, that's why they try to introduce them to all these sexual activities so early on in life, and in the school and all that stuff. Like, these people are sick, right? And they're trying everything that they could to get their hands on your kids, right? To try to groom them into accepting certain behaviors that is like, try to rob them of their innocence, right? And it's freaking sucks, man. It's sick. It's sick. But there's some good news. The good news is, society is not really accepting this, right? There's a lot of pushback. There's still a lot of, it is still very taboo. So all these people in Hollywood or in the music industry, they, that kind of get them as the norm. Yeah, it's the pushback is no longer worth it for them. So then now they try to like retreat into, and they try to go back into hiding as if pretending like, hey, guys, I'm just normal like you. Like, no, you're not. You on some weird shit. You on some P Diddy shit, right? But now with this singer David, so this girl, this little 14-year-old, was found in the trunk of his Tesla, and now he's a no more suspect. It's like, bro, you're like on your 20s, probably early 30s. I don't know how old he is, but nigga, you old. You're old enough to know that you shouldn't be talking to no 12, 13, 14-year-old, right? And apparently he didn't get the memo, or apparently he's just like, he's just weird. But anyway, so innocent until proven guilty, but yeah, he's I think they got his ass. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. You know who it is. I'm your host, the Haitian. So share, like, comment, and subscribe. I gotta start work, y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.